Hello and welcome to the United Spot YouTube Live. I know a lot of you out there are celebrating right now, probably dancing. Maybe some of you haven't heard the great news that Jimmy Kimmel's show has been canceled. But we got to dive into a few things here, other than saying thank you so much for your support, for watching the United Spot, and thank you for being here. Um, is the show really canceled? Because we've seen things like this happen before, and I've talked about how things are just kind of like the Truman Show, how they just kind of the same story, just different day. And Jimmy Kimmel, he's always a subject of wouldn't it be great if his show was canceled along with The View and a few other people, but no, the Jimmy Kimmel three times fast. The Jimmy Kimmel show has not been canceled officially. Um, there was a permanent end to the series. No permanent end to the series. However, on today, ABC announced that the show will be preempted indefinitely, um, and that's following the he got kind of an intense backlash, rightfully so, over the comments that he made. Um, I think it was Monday night, during his monologue where he just stands out there and just is um, about Charlie Kirk, and just had the worst possible things to say. And for anybody out there right now that's listening, it's a real deal breaker when it comes to your job. Saying things like that right now at this point, because it's a horrible thing that had happened to a really nice man, father, husband, um, and to say things like that now, it's not a good look. You might look like a hero to your 2%, you know of the people in the crowd, but the 98 plus percent of people with common sense and feelings, and whether or not they agreed with anything that he said, um, truly believe that what happened was horrible and unforgivable. So whether or not you are a fan of Charlie, whether or not you agree with him or not, it doesn't just have to be the people that actually agreed with him. There's people out there that didn't know him, they didn't like him, and they're saying the same thing. What happened was horrible. There's no there's and the people that are making fun of this are just celebrating. Like it's horrible, horrible. So so basically Next Star apparently is like like the conglomerate, or I guess whatnot. It's just like they own all of everything. Apparently they just Next Star is replacing it. Uh, they're replacing it. There's no clear timeline for resumption. So President Donald Trump, obviously, rightfully so, was celebrating on True Social, as so many have been. But is the show really going to be canceled? You know, um, it would be awesome. Don't get me wrong, because Jimmy Kimmel, along with The View, and so many other different shows, have just been an absolute um, disappointment when it comes to reporting horrible things. And it's horrible, especially for the people out there that are extremely weak-minded, who hear things that they say and take it at face value and go out and react. It's very sad, and it couldn't have happened to a better person. um, so I'll at this point, the headline reads, obviously, Jimmy Kimmel, it's over. His career is done, which is awesome, because it should have happened a long time ago. I don't wish any bad things to happen to him, but his platform that he has should have been taken away years ago, along with The View, because they spread nothing but nonsense. That's actually Jimmy Kimmel just called me and said, "Hey, shut up." Um, but they spread nothing but nonsense. They spread nothing but propaganda. They spread nothing but um, lies, horrible, horrible lies. And you know, they have a following. Believe it or not, you may or may not believe this. Um, but they don't have a humongous following, but they do have a following, and a following big enough to impact, a really bad thing. So, um, Daniel C, thank you so much. You get this 5 people memberships, and I truly appreciate that. So let's, hey, you know what? Hey, in order to wake up, sometimes you need the most craziest thing in the world. And Thriller, it's a pretty high note. So, Daniel, thank you so much for that. Tammy, thank you so much for being here tonight. Monkey Grab Orange, thank you. Chad, Tammy, always great to see Tammy. Brian, Night King, call me Troy. Jesus Wizard Spatula, great to see you here. And it Poison is here with Nunya, Scott, Bold Sign, Colasome, Drover Moore, BT, Daniel C. Once again, thank you so much for that. Jeffrey Smith, um, Papa Woody. Papa Woody is here. Let me see who was first tonight. Who was first tonight? Brian was first again. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. Frank Smith is here, and I'm sure for everybody, come on, we need to be here for Frank. We got to be here for Frank. Frank's not having a good night. His hero has been canceled. Frank's hero has been canceled. So, like I said, I don't wish bad things to happen to anybody, even my own worst enemy. I've outgrown that. I'm not 10 anymore where, like, oh, I don't like that person. So that has nothing to do with it. This is something that's long overdue. When you lie about something over and over and over again, and you create this fictitious, you know, garbage, there's people out there that are going to believe it. There were people out there who are going to believe the horrible things that these, like, The View and Jimmy Kimmel, they're going to believe what they say. But I do want to play a video real quick because, I do have, believe it or not, I do have his actual. Nobody's seen this yet. Nobody. Um, me. It's just me here. The United Spot has first pick of a recorded scene from the Jimmy Kimmel Studios. It has not been released to the public yet. I had first dibs. I showed up early. I got the permission to use it, and it shows Jimmy fully on breaking down, apologizing, begging not to be canceled, but it's too late. It's over. And somebody was watching. Somebody was extremely happy and watching. So hopefully you guys are going to be the first ones to see this live. So I hope. Real quick, I want to see something here real quick before I show this to you guys, though. I want to say hello. This is easier. Okay. Jeffrey Smith, Drover Moore, Daniel C. Night King. And if you're, Monkey Grab Orange is here. How great to see you. Okay. If you're lurking, I know Yukon Man's been really busy. John Castaneda, both you guys, thank you so much. Robin Spielman, if you're out there, Bill McMonagle, and so many more. You guys are just incredible. I know you guys have lives. I know you have busy work lives too. But if you do happen to listen to the live later on tonight, just know that I'm very thankful for all of you guys, including everybody that's here tonight. And if you guys want to share this out, that would be incredible too. So, but so let's celebrate and let's watch Jimmy Kimmel beg for forgiveness after years of destroying, you know, anything that was logical. Here we go.
I don't know if I can do this tonight. I owe you all an apology, a big one. What I said about Charlie Kirk, it was vile. It was wrong, and it's unforgivable. I'm sorry. So sorry. I've spent my whole life trying to make people laugh, to bring joy, and now I've hurt people. I've hurt all of you. And next star, all 32 stations they're pulling my show. They're done with me, and I don't blame them. I've let down every single person in those communities, family, kids, everyone who trusted me. Begging you. I'm begging you, next door. ABC, please, don't take this away from me. Don't cancel me. The show is my life. I'm begging you for your forgiveness. I'll do anything to make this right. This is all Trump's fault. He made this happen. He wanted it to happen. Donald Trump. Donald Trump did this. His poison, his hate, his endless lies. He's infected all of us. I got sucked into it. His toxic swamp he's created. I said something awful because of his divisiveness. It pushed me to a place I never wanted to go. I'm not this person. I'm not a monster. I'm just a guy who made a terrible mistake.
I don't feel bad for him. I mean, he's sitting here crying. I don't feel bad because he created all this. He has the following that he has because of the years of propaganda, because of the years of lies, because of the years of his nonsense spreading this. He's obviously paid by the Democrats. Whether or not he truly believes what he says, no one will ever really truly know. But when you pay somebody enough money, they'll pretty much they'll read anything they want you to read. But LR D Bonaventura, thank you so much for being here tonight. Aussie Greg, you guys are awesome. And last night too, John Castaneda made a nice donation to the United Spot. So hopefully he heard me last night when I said thank you. Truly appreciate it. Yukon Man really blew me away the other night too as well. So if you guys do want to donate to the United Spot, feel free. If not, to be honest with you, I as much as the United Spot would appreciate donations to keep this going, it would be amazing if you guys would donate to Charlie Kirk's children for the most part until they're able to, obviously, they've got a big hole right now. And, I'm not saying that they weren't success. Like I know his wife is successful, and I know that I'm sure Charlie Kirk saved up, but still their father was taken from them. She's going to be going through a lot. And it's how awesome would it be if these kids were able to grow up like their father and make a difference. I mean, they were pulled away from a great I mean, you've seen the videos. You've seen the videos. I mean, they weren't like that typical Facebook family or couple, just, oh, I love him, he loves me. They truly did love each other. The look in their eyes, it wasn't just for the camera. They truly cared for each other. They loved it. They were a great little family. And that was taken from them. Why? Why was it taken? Because he believed in something. He believed in common sense, and he wanted to spread that message. And for that, someone who was altered by the left's, ridiculous, horrible words, and that weak-minded, took him away. For what? And then you have people out there that are no different than this kid who committed this horrible thing, celebrating. They made dolls in the pose of Charlie Kirk leaving. They made shirts. They chanted. They sang songs. I'm all for, being excited if somebody, a horrible person, got fired from their job, that deserved it. I mean, if you're a horrible person, and you get fired from your job for doing something really, really bad, yeah, I mean, come on, seriously. But I would never celebrate anyone passing away. I would never celebrate something like that. Um, the difference being, if he was a horrible criminal, hey, yeah, I'm going to remain silent on that. But a completely different thing. I mean, if you're a horrible criminal who's done horrible things, it's a completely different, But Charlie was just a guy who allowed other people to speak freely. He allowed other people to share their opinions, and he let them talk, no matter how outrageous they were, no matter how many times they said horrible things about him, made fun of him, the way he looked, his hair. I mean, and they said some horrible things to him, and he laughed it off, just like any confident person would do. He laughed it off. He laughed it off. And I'm sure Charlie, being the person that he actually is, he is probably already, even though I know a lot of people out there are just like, there's no way. I know for a fact, because of who Charlie Kirk was, he's already forgiven this guy for what he's done. And I know that's hard to swallow, but that's the kind of person Charlie was. And, the people out there celebrating that are losing their jobs for this, I think it's a lesson learned. If you're that horrible of a person to where you get on social media dancing around, applauding the fact that not just a father, not just a husband, not just a son or a friend, but a human being who genuinely was a good person, who just wanted to make a difference and use their platform for that exact thing. He didn't push anything that was horrible on anybody. He had his opinion, you had yours. He wanted to help you understand the truth, because so many kids out there in high school and college, even in elementary school and middle school, are being brainwashed into thinking the truth is real when it's not. Charlie was a very educated man, extremely educated, smart, filled with knowledge. And for that, he was taken. Patriots for Truth. Big Slink and Brian Foster. What else we got here? Tom Tierney. Jessica Isaac, how are you? I see Yukon Man's name, but I don't know if he's here. I don't know if John Castaneda is here either, but I know that there's John. See, he's like if you say John's name 3 times, he'll show up. Like, it's just like if you say John Castaneda 3 times. Yukon Man's the same way. And if they're both working, and this is honestly the coolest thing ever, because there are actual people out there who listen to my goofy ass, and his support is so, John and Tammy and and Yukon Man, their support for the United Spot is so awesome that even if they don't want to listen, even if they're tired, they still turn on the show just, to support. And I think that's just incredible. So a huge thank you to all of you. for supporting the United Spot. You guys have zero clue how much I appreciate all of you. Seriously, all of you here is a huge indication that you guys really care, and you guys, are really here because you want to. You don't have to be here, Joe. So thank you. And some of you have been here since the beginning. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, I hope you guys understand how much I appreciate it. So, but we got to finish this video because I'll be back. I got to go take a Frank and wipe my Smith. Papa Woody, always good for a nice one. I hope Frank's okay. I hope Frank's okay. I know he's probably on his third box of Kleenex. Poor guy. Poor guy. I mean, he's probably writing in all capitals right now in his mind. But, the poor guy, come on, we got to say a prayer for Frank. Frank's having a hard time tonight. Frank, it's a zero. Jimmy was a zero. And, but at least he's got the view, for the time being. And I'm sure that, there'll be, some news, maybe. Who knows? I would love to see the View canceled. I would love to see Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg have all of their royalties, like all their money, because of everything that they've said over the years, taken, because what I mean by that is I hope they get sued. And that would be amazing for the horrible things they said, and it would give me great joy if they had to work real jobs, like Kentucky Fried Chicken or, Cracker Barrel's hiring, I heard, or, McDonald's. I think it would be great. Bushy McMeatballs, how you doing? Night King, Aussie Greg, forgive me for that one. But I mean, Holiday Magic, great to see you here. But I mean, let's be real. The View has done nothing. I mean, even all the way back to the previous, cast, before, all the new ones, obviously and the crazy thing is I've probably done 100, 200, 300, I guess, episodes of The View. And I call it the poo. It's called the poo. And the one girl, the blonde girl, she just, that's all she says. That's all she ever says. In the original videos that I started doing when I first started doing the poo, I think she had a couple lines, but that's all I see when I see her. And then the other ones, they're just like and Whoopi, and Joy. They're just nothing but negative. And it's just hard for me to believe that anyone would ever think the way they think. And get excited to see what they have to say. Seriously, like there's people out there that look forward to The View. It's horrible. Oh gosh. I just, they're just, like I said, if they were to lose their jobs and they would have to go work, at McDonald's or Walmart, that would be awesome. Because believe it or not, Jimmy Kimmel, The View, and the fake news, all these, they've really influenced a lot of young people's minds, a lot of older people's minds, in a really negative way. And I truly believe that. I really, really do. Not everybody's going to like Trump. Not everybody's going to like, your way of life or this way of life or that. Not everybody's the same, and that's just kind of how you're raised, I guess. And it doesn't really matter how you raise your child or whatnot. And this kid that took Charlie's life is living proof. I mean, his parents, from what I can see from the outside, they look like, normal people, that just had a bad seed. And I mean, is there anyone to really truly blame? Sure. I've always been a really firm believer in, I think we just take things for granted, because take TV shows and movies and video games and music. It's there, right? It's there. And the Academy Awards, they're going to tell us who won, even though we didn't really vote. The music industry, they're going to pass out their awards for who they think won, but we didn't get a vote on that either. And the TV shows, so they tell us who we're supposed to think is the best. But in these movies, in these TV shows, in these songs and raps and whatever, and in these video games are things that don't necessarily happen in the real world. For example, there's a lot of things in movies that no one ever knew about, horrible, horrible things that were just created to draw a crowd for shock value to see, hey, well, if you get a weak-minded person that sees something like that, wow, it sparks something in their mind and they see it. And because they're weak-minded, they don't know how to control it. Now they want to do it. They have a taste for it. Now, I'm not saying, for the majority of the people, they have control of their minds, but there are the weak-minded group who have absolutely zero control. Zero control. And these people that, they hear these songs, country songs, rap songs, rock songs. 99% of the time, none of that actually happened. They just created music and they needed words to rhyme. NWA is a perfect example. I would love to see the rap sheets on every group member of NWA. They claimed they were, locked up and they had this and they did that and they were involved in this. None of that actually happened. None of it. That was proven. I'm you know what? I'm sitting here talking into the abyss. I got to see what, no smoking unless you're on fire. Great to see you here. Frank is here. Come on, guys. Let's pull it together for Frank. We all need to be here. Listen, Frank Smith says in all capitals, so everybody understands that. Luckily, he's not going to repeat everything. Hopefully, he comes up with something new. Frank Smith says, remember Trump said smart people does not like him. I don't know if Frank really read what he wrote here or typed. Remember Trump said smart people does not like him. Remember Trump said, say that out loud 3 more times. Somebody needs to get Trump get Frank over here some a thesaurus. Remember Trump said smart people does not like him. Well, MAGA, what's that say about you? I don't know, Frank. Come on, man. You got to try harder. AI is out there for the picking. All you got to do is type in your sentence and, come on. You can do it, Frank. Come on. You can do it. Here we go. He's doing it again. He's doing the copy and paste thing. Come on, Frank. Come on, Frank. Ugh. James Snyder. What about Elon? LR, D. Bonaventura. Yes. Cobra Power. Frank is a tool. Frank is having a good night tonight. The Kleenex company is just loving this tonight. Frank is their number one contributor to the Kleenex factory. Frank, come on. You got to do better than this. You can't just keep copying and pasting. Come on. Seriously. Give it a rest. Come up with something a little bit better or something new. You got to try harder. Patriots for Truth. I believe Frank is Joy Behar and Jimmy Kimmel's son. Look at him. He just keeps going and going and going. It's like word vomit, but it's comment vomit. So Frank, if you're out there, we support you regardless of your beliefs, regardless that you're crying right now. So what he's doing is he's cry typing. He's cry typing, and it's just it's a horrible thing what Frank is going through right now. And I don't wish it on anybody what he's doing. He's cry typing. He's so sad right now that he doesn't understand that he keeps posting the same thing. I want to put him in a timeout here if he continues this. But I don't like to mute anybody. I don't like to block anybody. I don't like to delete comments. It's just not in me. But at the same time, we have to be there for Frank. We have to let him know we care. Poor Frank. Kawita score. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but thank you so much for being here. Adam McGowan. Jason Key. I imagine his one-handed tapping the enter button as he. Some of these comments are just great. Hey, NF Poison, Monkey Grab Orange, Tammy. And I want to know what color hair Frank has. Let me know in the comment section what color hair and what kind of glasses does Frank wear. What color hair? And you know what? I think the only thing I could do is let Frank know. Let Frank know that we're all here for him. And in that, we're going to go ahead and play the rest of Jimmy Kimmel's groveling video begging the network not to cancel him. Pray for Jimmy. Pray for Jimmy. Hey, Canelo Joe.
I'm sorry about what I said about Charlie. I'm so sorry. It was wrong. It was cruel, and I didn't mean it. I swear. I didn't mean it. I'm begging you, please forgive me. I let you all down. My audience, my fans, my bank account. Please don't cancel me. I'm just heartbroken over my words that caused you all so much pain. This isn't me. This is not the real Jimmy Kimmel. This isn't me. It's all Trump's fault. I would never act like this without his divisiveness. He infected everything. I got caught up in anger because of Trump. I'm so ashamed. Please, next star, ABC. It's all Trump's fault.
There's a part coming up right now. Alan Moisen, how you doing? There's a part coming up, and this is actually Frank right here. This is what Frank's going through right here. Ready?
Would never act like this without his divisiveness. He infected everything. I got caught up in anger because of Trump.
Right there.
I'm so ashamed.
That's Frank. He's screaming right now. He needs our prayers. Frank needs our prayers. He's having a hard time. He can't deal with this. His heroes are being canceled left and right. He needs, what is he going to do? Who's he going to listen to? Now that his show is canceled, what is Frank going to do? Who's he going to listen to? He can't just live off The View. He's got to have a real support system, a role model. We're here for you, Frank. We're here for you, Frank.
Please, next star, ABC. Don't take my show away. I'll do better. I promise. I just want to make everybody laugh again. Yeah. Please forgive me. I don't know if I can do this tonight.
So I would like to Key Bear Gaming. Frank is going to do what he normally does. Adam McGowan. Yes, God bless Charlie Kirk and his family. I really do hope she's doing okay. The sad thing for his children, they're never gonna. I've said this. I know I sound like a broken record, but they're never gonna know their father. They're going to hear about him. His memory is going to get shared. But they'll never be able to truly know who he was. And that's a really, really sad thing.
Vice President Harris, can I offer you a beer? I ain't had a beer since I finished that bottle of Hennessy in the limo. I thought you looked a little hammered. Vice President Harris, can I offer you a beer?
There we go. I'll figure this out. So I'm going to play some videos here because, at the end of the day, we just have to try and find a way to laugh through all of this nonsense. So what should I play? Adam Schiff. I don't know if you saw or not, but Adam Schiff yesterday got just absolutely demolished.
Why was there a Crossfire hurricane investigation at all?
Well,
demolished by Cash Patel. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm having like a glitch. I think Jimmy Kimmel has reported the YouTube channel. Okay, guys, I need to work on a video real quick. So if you guys could do me a huge favor and obviously donate all of your life savings to the United Spot YouTube channel. I have a PayPal and a Cash App. Go ahead and feel free to empty your bank accounts into those two places. But also, if you want to share this out, and if you guys want to take a trip, not down the Reading Rainbow, but down the United Spot pipeline, over 4,000 videos. What I do is I bring memes to life. I take current events and I expose the corruption, the lies, the propaganda with humor. And with all of your help, I've been able to be pretty successful at it for quite some time. So I hope you guys are enjoying your night. I really do appreciate everybody for being here. For those of you who are just listening or lurking, Yukon Man and the rest of you wonderful people out there, thank you as well. And thank you for everybody for being here today. You guys mean so much. So make sure to share this out, watch a couple videos, and we got to laugh a little bit, guys. Got to take a break. We got to laugh a little bit every once in a while. Anyways, I love you guys, and I will talk to you here to say goodnight here in just a few minutes.
Why was there a Crossfire hurricane investigation at all?
well, there were concerns about foreign interference.
But that's not what you said. You said there was no interference. You told Clapper no cyber attacks alter the election.
That's what we assessed in 2016.
Yet you pushed the Russian narrative. Why?
It was a precaution.
A precaution or a coup? Because you said there was no threat. Yet your team launched a years-long investigation.
I recall what
I can have the court reporter read it back to you.
I know what I said. I don't need it read back to me like I'm some
Then
kind
why
of...
the two stories? Mr. President, why did you...
Sometimes people act on their own.
No, you said your team never acts on their own. They follow orders or the Democrats fail. So why was Trump's campaign spied on?
President Trump, we've got the FISA warrants, and they're riddled with errors.
And the dossier has Hillary's fingerprints all over it.
I did what any patriot would do. Order in the court. Your Honor, we need an answer.
America's waiting, Barack. Spill it. Well,
If your team followed orders, then why was Trump's campaign under surveillance?
You
ordered their surveillance, didn't you? Because that's what you told your team to do. And when it started to unravel, you threw your staff under the bus. You falsified classified memos to cover your tracks. You manipulated the intelligence reports. Former President Obama, did you order the surveillance of Trump's campaign? Obama, you don't have to answer that.
I'll answer the question. So America wants answers.
I think America's entitled.
America wants answers?
America wants the truth.
America can't handle the truth.
Hey, is that La Bamba up there? Hey.
We live in a world of threats, Miss Gabbard. Threats you don't see. Who's going to handle it? You? You, Joe Biden? I had a greater responsibility to destroy this country than you can possibly fathom. You cry about FISA abuses and dossier lies, but America has the luxury of ignorance, of not knowing that destroying America would make me rich. And I know what I did saved the Democrats. My actions, while grotesque and unpatriotic to you, kept the Democrats safe.
Hey, is this Delaware?
We use words like hope, change, security. They're the backbone of the Democratic Party I defended. You use them as a punchline in your MAGA jokes. I don't have the time to explain myself to a country who rises and sleeps under the blanket of treasonous racist destruction that I provided, then questions me on what I lied about. I would rather you just say thank you and move on, or pick up a drone and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn about what America wants.
President Obama, did you order the Crossfire Hurricane?
You're goddamn right I did. Cash, read this piece of shit's rights. Oh, I can't believe Comer's got the nerve to serve us subpoenas over this Epstein mess.
Yeah, this ain't good.
Bill, this is your buddy Jeffrey haunting us again.
And now Merrick Garland, James Comey, and Eric Holder are on the hook too.
This ain't
This
good.
is nothing but a witch hunt.
Now, Hillary, let's not panic. I've been subpoenaed before.
Me too.
So have I.
Hey, remember Whitewater?
Yes, Bill, I remember.
Remember when I lied to America about
Yes,
Monica?
Bill, everybody remembers.
Well, we got through that. I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah, you guys might be okay, but that 2016 coup might come back to bite me.
Trump's calling you a traitor, Barack.
Yeah,
we're
we're all
all
traitors.
traitors, though.
Those declassified emails that Tulsi Gabbard dug up, we're screwed.
Yeah.
And those subpoenas, they're real.
Yep.
Comer's fishing for dirt. And he's got the House Oversight Committee throwing nets on all of us.
Yeah, they're dragging us into this Epstein probe like we're the masterminds.
Well, didn't you fly to Epstein Island 25 times?
26 times, but I mean, I wasn't the mastermind. I was just a client.
Client?
I mean, I was a guest.
Oh.
And I was Secretary of State,
Yeah.
not Epstein's travel agent. And now Trump's out there saying he's considering pardons for people like Diddy, but not us.
Yeah.
We need to call him now.
What, call Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You mean we're going to talk to Donald Trump? Oh,
Yes, Bill.
Wow, that is so cool.
Settle down, Bill.
Look, I say we play his game. Stroke his ego a little bit. Tell him we're going to build a golden statue in Times Square. Whatever it takes to get immunity.
Well, we got to do something. Because if Comer's subpoenas stick, we're all testifying about Epstein, Russia, and God knows what else.
Thank you for calling the White House. How can I help you?
We'd like to speak with Donald Trump, please.
Traders on line one, boss.
This is Trump. Who's this?
Hey, Mr. President, it's Bill and Hillary.
And Obama.
Hillary.
Bill. Obama? What is this? A deep state reunion? What do you want?
Donald, we're reaching out in the spirit of unity.
Ha! You mean you guys want pardons? I was actually hoping for some immunity. Sure, I can do that.
Really?
Yeah. Right after you go fuck yourself.
Donald, these subpoenas from Comer, they're just a distraction from your tremendous leadership.
My leadership is tremendous.
How about a pardon for old time's sake?
Yeah, come on, Mr. President. Help a brother
Yeah,
out.
Donald. I mean, you're the deal maker. So let's make a deal. I mean, you've got the Supreme Court's immunity burning a hole in your pocket. Why not extend a little mercy our way? We'll keep it quiet.
All three of you want immunity?
Yeah.
After you tried to rig my election?
Oh, sorry about that.
After you spied on me?
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Come on, Mr. President, please.
Maybe if you all admit I'm the best president ever on live TV, I might be able to help you guys out. Donald, can you hold for a second?
Oh, that man is insufferable. I'm not groveling on live TV for him.
Yeah, we might need to. I mean, Comer's got us on the hook. It's time to lawyer up or start practicing our I don't recall routine.
Or we could just move to Canada. Trudeau's got a nice dinner table.
Hello?
What's up?
Hello?
Who is this?
Hey, Fauci, it's your favorite president, Donald Trump. How's the fake doctor thing going?
Mr. President, I'm glad you called. I've got some great advice for you.
What's your advice?
Well, America is in the midst of an unprecedented allergy attack.
You want me to make allergies a national emergency?
Absolutely. Pollen has reached critical levels, and we need to lock it down to prevent a sneeze apocalypse.
This sounds pretty serious. What should I do?
We need to start building pollen-free tunnels so people can travel safely.
That sounds expensive.
Oh, it will be, but that's why we have taxpayers.
All right. What else should I do?
Masks should be mandatory, but not just any masks. We need specialized anti-pollen masks with built-in air purifiers.
Built-in air purifiers?
And fan hats, too. Everyone will be required under law to wear a fan hat at all times.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, everyone needs to stay 40 feet apart.
Wow. This sounds pretty serious. How long is this going to last?
Oh, I'm going to need at least 2 weeks to flatten the pollen curve.
2 weeks?
America won't be safe until the last flower has wilted.
What should I do if people don't comply?
We need to implement the pollen police.
What the hell are pollen police?
A highly trained hazmat team who will enforce the pollen commandments.
Pollen commandments?
Yeah, and they'll use hypersensitive UV lights to inspect each human, pet, and vehicle for pollen.
Anything else?
Just my $11 million finder's fee.
This sounds pretty expensive.
Oh, it is, but you can't put a price on safety.
Well, if I do this,
I'm gonna have to start making some budget cuts.
Do whatever you have to do. I mean, we have to protect our entire ecosystem from the tyranny of pollen and its evil master.
Well, the first thing I'm gonna cut is your security detail.
My security detail?
Your security detail. You know, that thing you use to look tough while you tell America to lock it down.
But without my security detail, I'm just a 5'7" fake doctor with no fighting skills. Man, I can't believe we haven't been caught yet.
Yep, we're above the law. They can't touch us.
Yeah, I mean, we can touch other people, you know, like kids and stuff, but nobody can touch us.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Well, there's a racist cop behind us, and he's pulling us over because I'm black.
These damn racist cops. This wouldn't be happening if I was driving. You want some KFC? Will that make you feel better?
My life is so hard. Every day's a struggle. You don't even know what it's like to be me. Put your hands up!
This is bad.
Yeah, it looks like the end of the road for me.
And you're not even smart enough to get a license. How are you even driving?
I have no idea.
Show me your hand. It's okay, officer. I'm white. Show me your hand. I'm showing you. Can't you see my hands are white?
Here's a story of a guy named Barry who was spying with some very dirty friends. There was Brennan, Rice, and Clapper at the center, pushing all their shady friends.
Barry lied, Comey tried, Hillary Clinton's interns died. Obama, you're going home. The Russia hoax, the dossier. You said you're sorry, but I don't care. Obama, you're going home. Woke up quick, dropped the truth by noon. Just know I gotta arrest Barack Obama soon. I gotta expose the coup before the day begins, before the fake news buries all my wins. I checked the files and damn near went blind. Comey and his boys are staffing almost every line. I ran to the desk and grabbed my grip with a smoking gun on the side of my hip. Bailed outside and Diamond stopped prepping. Just as I thought, the snakes kept stepping. Jumped in the beast, hit the gas on the ride. I trooped up and down and side to side. Then I let the briefing play. Pumping raw leaks from the NSA. It was treason at the top of the list. Then I dropped my own post. It went something like this.
Here's a story of a man named Comey with McCabe and Peter Strzok behind the scenes. They were framing while pretending they were righteous, using lies and fake machines. Till the one day when they all began colluding, and they knew they had to try and stop the Don.
You tapped my phones, yeah, you schemed, you spied, but Brennan's help you falsified, yeah. You sent your spies and you denied with those deep state alibis. You set the trap, you tapped the line, but now your plans on borrowed time. Obama, you're going home. Posting on my app on Truth Social, dropping subpoenas, exposing the show. Went to the hill to get the scoop. Swamp rats out there still ducking the truth. A car pulls up, who can it be? A blacked out van, it was Hillary C. She rolled down the window and she started to say,
I've been taking tranquilizers at Obama's.
Spies in the swamp are lying hard. Ran a coup on me, now I'm pulling their card. Fuck around and find out they try to make me quit. You can quote me, bro. I'll make Obama my bitch.
So they cooked up Russiagate and phony FISA. That's the way they all became the Berry Bunch. The Berry Bunch. The Berry Bunch. That's the way they became the Berry Bunch.
I'm always right, I'm never wrong. I knew your whole plan all along. Obama, you're going home. Spied on me, yeah, you tapped my phone, but Kevin Brennan made the call, yeah. You stroking Rice when Comey self, yeah, you tried to take it all. Pfizer lied 100 times. Well, I was watching the fake news the other night. Something just didn't sit right. So I grabbed the VP, and we wrote a song about it. And the song goes like this. Nobody cares, Trump. Obama, you're an asshole. Lies and racism your whole life. Your legacy is pathetic, and a man calls himself your wife. Bartender, can I get a drink? Yes, you're an SSHOLE. And don't you try to blame it on me. You deserve all the credit. You're an asshole tonight. You were an asshole yesterday. You're an asshole tonight. And I got a feeling you'll be an asshole the rest of your life.
All right, guys. We're here because the unthinkable has happened. Trump's victory threatens everything we've built. Question is, what are we prepared to do about it?
He's a wrecking ball, Barack. The American people were manipulated. Russia or not, his presidency is a disaster waiting to unfold. We can't sit idly by.
Mr. President, our assessments before the election were clear. Russia wasn't using cyber attacks to sway the outcome. The data was sold. But now you're asking us to rewrite the narrative?
I'm not asking, Jim. I'm directing. The public needs to see a threat. Something tangible to question his legitimacy. We need an intelligence community assessment that says Moscow interfered. Cyber attacks, influence campaigns, whatever it takes.
It won't be too hard to sell. A few leaks to the Post, some vague wording about Russian intent. The media's already primed. They'll run with it, and the public will follow.
We frame it as a national security. Trump's ties to Russia, real or not, become the story. It's not just about him. It's about protecting the system. If we control the narrative, we control the pressure.
This is risky, guys. The FBI's been digging, and there's nothing concrete tying Trump to Moscow's actions. If we push this too far, it could backfire. Congress could start asking questions.
Then we make sure they don't, Andrew. We've got the tools. FISA warrant, surveillance dossier leaks. We keep the focus on Trump's campaign, not us. Peter, you've got eyes on his people, right?
Yeah, we're watching Flynn, Manafort, and Page, and there's even a hint of Russian contact. We'll amplify it. I've got the reports ready to feed to the right channels. We can make it look dirty. This isn't just about optics.
Poor Frank. Poor Frank. Hey, I had to put Frank in a timeout, not just because you wonderful people out there were getting tired of the copy and paste, but that was just too much. You know, I'm all for freedom of speech, but freedom of speech, you know, come on. There's a limit to how many times you copy and paste the freedom of speech over and over and over and over again. You know, at that point, it's just, you know, spammy and immature and extremely, extremely stupid. So, Frank, your nose is in the corner. You've been a bad boy. And you're in a timeout. I like the timeout button. Never used it before. Frank, thank you for allowing me to be the first, you know, project that I've used the timeout button on. Congratulations. That says a lot about you. So for anybody that wants to know, they're not going to air any new Jimmy Kimmel episodes. So what does that mean? So it technically hasn't been canceled, but there's no schedule basically. So this could just be, you know, and I hate to say it, but this could just be a little ratings grab. Because what happens when you make an announcement like that? What's the first thing that happens? Well, everybody that doesn't like Jimmy Kimmel is going to freak out and celebrate, which is awesome because it's long overdue. I mean, the guy has just been lying. You know, you've seen the pictures. This guy is a hypocrite. He's just there's no other explanation for who Jimmy Kimmel actually is, but somebody, if he truly believes all this stuff, he really must be a really bad person. But I truly believe that he's just, you know, being paid off. He's got a platform. They picked him. He says, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. He does what he's told because he gets money for it. So, you know, it is what it is. But so basically this could be like a ratings grab, okay? And so what happens? So they haven't officially canceled the show, but they're not going to air any new ones. They're not going to, you know. So that means that, you know, this could just be a timeout for Jimmy. This could be just a timeout. And in the meantime, Jimmy's name is getting blasted all over the place. You know, he's getting a lot of exposure because there is no such thing as bad publicity. You know, so who knows? Who knows what happens? But you know, we've seen in the past. We've seen in the past. You know, it's like a merry-go-round of the same exact thing, but nothing ever really happens. You know, here's one for you. Antifa. Antifa has time and time again proven that they are not nice people. Okay, even though you know, Jerry Nadler refuses to accept the fact that they exist. He's never even heard of them. Congressman never heard of Antifa before, because Jerry Nadler is so busy working so hard for America. You know, they had no idea that Antifa existed. So, but here we are, 2025, about to go into 2026, believe it or not. And just to let you guys know out there, you know, we're only just a couple of months away from Christmas. Yeah. Terrifying. It's another, well, for me, it's becoming more and more, you know, but we're back on the subject. Should Antifa be labeled as a T word? Well, duh. How many times are we going to play that record? It should have already been done years ago. We've seen what they've done. We've seen the outcome. We've seen the destruction. And yet we continue to keep coming back to this same thing. Should they? Well, duh, probably. But nothing ever happens. So don't expect too much from the whole Jimmy Kimmel cancellation, because basically all that's going to happen with that is ratings grab. That's it. Presto. The View, sorry to tell you, The View is not going anywhere. Just like none of your favorite politicians that you would love to see either unemployed or in prison, none of that's going to happen. AOC, and you can quote me from this, and I know you don't like hearing this, you know, especially from a comedy channel, but AOC is going to be the next Nancy Pelosi. AOC, Nancy Pelosi. It just rhymes. Jasmine Crockett is going to be the next Maxine Waters. Okay? They're not going away. Politicians don't go away. You know, except for, you know, a handful. Chuck Schumer's a lifer. Bernie Sanders a lifer. Nancy Pelosi, what does she even do? Why is she even employed? What does she do there? I have to know. You have Eric Swalwell. You have all of these people who are doing absolutely nothing, spinning their wheels. And they're going to continue because they're the lawmakers. They're the lawmakers. This is what they do. And we as peasants just have to accept it. I know you don't. I know you don't like hearing it. But you have to understand that in the, you know, 50, 70, 80 years you guys are going to be alive, 90, hopefully, 100. I definitely wouldn't want to live to 100 unless I'm in extremely good shape. But I'm having a hard time getting out of bed without saying, ow. Just waking up, I have injuries. But I couldn't imagine what it's like to be 100 years old. You know, we have to understand that this is reality. As sad as that sounds, it really is. And if you look back in time, you know, and I hate to be the Debbie Downer. I need to come up with something. Is there a male version of the Debbie Downer? I need to know. Somebody please let me know. Is there a male version of a Debbie Downer? Is it like Frankie Frowner? I don't know. Maybe Frankie Frowner? I don't know. But you look back in history, and what has changed? What has changed? As far as politics go, as far as government goes, it's gotten bigger. It's gotten bigger, a lot bigger. they've believe it or not, they've taken away a few things from us. They've adjusted the Constitution. Way more taxes. Way more tax. I think there's a tax for breathing now. I truly believe every time you breathe now there's a tax. I think you get like 100 free breaths. So you have to like calculate how many breaths you take a day, and then you put that on your tax statement. You know, when you're doing your taxes. But I got to be honest with you guys. You know, they're not going to jail. They're not going to be fired. Nothing's going to happen. They're going to continue to do what they do. Because for me, I just dropped my brain. For me, I truly believe that this is just one big show. The Nancy Pelosi's, the Maxine Waters, the Adam Schiffs, the Bernie Sanders, the AOC, I think I already said her name, the Ilhans, the Jasmine Crockett's coming out there with her fake eyelashes or wigs and her ghetto accent. You know, clearly she's not from the ghetto. She's putting on a show. And I'm assuming that, you know, we could use that term Soros funded, but I'm sure it's got other, you know, sponsors. Bob Bummer, I love that one. Good job. I like that one. I thank you. Thank you, Relentless. I do have a very heavy brain. Every once in a while I drop it when it's filled with too much. But I am clearly, I don't even assume, I know it. I feel it. And that's not propaganda, I don't believe. But it has to be an act. Because if it wasn't an act, then why isn't Adam Schiff arrested? Lying under oath, or at least fired, lying under oath. And then, what did he say? Oh, I was just being sarcastic. Well, here's my philosophy. And for somebody that's never been to college, I'm using that word extremely lightly because I have zero idea what the definition of philosophy is. But here's my philosophy. Here's my opinion. You cannot get arrested for acting. You know, just like you can't arrest Robert De Niro for playing a criminal on a movie. Robert De Niro could be a criminal, a gangster. He could, you know, shoot people, that kind of stuff. But you can't arrest him because it's not real. It seems real because they're playing the part. I know I've said this a million times, but you know, TV shows, movies, reality shows, you get twisted into the character, and because they're so believable, you end up hating them. Oh my gosh, if I saw that guy in person, well, and I have to do this to my wife sometimes. You do realize that that's just an actor, right? You're getting way too far into this. I understand, watching a movie, but it's a movie. It's not real. It's not real. That person is just an actor or an actress. And that's what I truly believe politics is, all acting. And we've been somehow, groomed to think that this is just all normal. MTV, they came out with a reality series called, I think they were the first people to come out with a reality show, The Real World. I believe it was The Real World. I think so. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. I think it was called The Real World or something like that. They all lived in like a house together and whatnot. But reality shows aren't real. People think they're real. They're not. They're scripted. TV shows aren't real. Movies aren't real. Even the ones that are based on real life, they extend the truth. They fabricate things to make it more interesting. Perfect example is the, what is it called? Zach I can't say this guy's name. Zach Galifianakis, or whatever the hell his name is. He was in a movie about it was basically based on a true story about an armored car, one of the biggest heists from an armored car. And he played the guy that actually did the heist. Well, 90% of the movie was just bullshit. It was just filler. It was just, but some knucklehead out there is going to think that this really happened. And that's the same thing with politics. You truly believe that Jasmine Crockett knows what she's doing, or AOC? You think they know what they're doing? You think Maxine Waters knows what she's doing? No. They strategically put them in the front line because they draw a crowd. They're like a laser for a cat. Ooh, ooh, what's Maxine doing? Ooh, ooh, what's AOC doing? Ooh, 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 ooh. AOC's doing something again. AOC's doing something again. Oh, look, Jasmine Crockett's here. Jasmine Crockett is a better looking version of Maxine Waters. That is proof. And they're going to be in politics for a long time. So if you ever wondered why politicians don't get arrested, remember what I'm saying. Because someday, the truth will come out. We won't be alive. Maybe our kids won't be alive. Maybe even our grandchildren won't be alive. But maybe, just maybe, our great-grandchildren will be alive. Maybe. The only time that all of these criminals are going to face justice in the judicial system. Did I just say judicial? Judicial system is when we're all long gone. Bill Clinton will never see a day in jail. Hillary Clinton will never see a day in jail. These people are committing treason. These people are lying under oath. These people are committing all kinds of horrible, horrible things. And if you want to get, gosh, what did they take down Al Capone for? What is it, tax evasion? They can't even get Nancy Pelosi for insider trading. They got Martha Stewart. Nancy Pelosi is worth more than your entire family. And more. So that was a lot from a comedy account. No wonder I'm shadow banned. Well, Night King brings up a great point. If you ever look at these politicians, and I'm going to be very honest with you, because I'm extremely one-sided on this. I don't respect politicians. I would respect them if they would do their job, what they're required to do, what they're paid to do, what we pay them for. They're public servants. I would respect them if they. Okay, perfect example. If you hire somebody to do your roof, and they don't do your roof, would you respect them? No. If you hired somebody to clean your pool and they didn't clean your pool, would you respect them? No, you wouldn't. You would fire them. Okay. These politicians are not doing their jobs. Okay. But if you watch them in these hearings, if you watch them when they're, just hearing themselves talk, none of them, with the exception of a few who know how to memorize lines, can actually have a debate or a conversation or give out any allegations without looking down the entire time. I just choked on my own line. Can look down at their pre-written script. I literally just choked on a fly. I think it was a fly. My oh my, did I swallow a fly? Holy cow, I feel like George Costanza. Am I going to be okay? How did this happen? But think about it. People look up to these politicians, and I've been unfollowed by many people who I've tried to tell this to, and I'm not being negative. I'm being extremely observant as somebody who has been following politics for a very, very long time. And it's just the same thing over and over and over again, and nothing's being done. Well, they're getting richer. They're getting more powerful. They're getting bigger. We're becoming poorer. We're having less and less rights. And, it is what it is. My, oh my, did I swallow a fly. Is Frank back? I gotta see if Frank made it back. I know he's really upset that he was put in a timeout. The Mighty Flea Force 1. Extra protein. Oh boy, I tell you. Okay, so guys, listen. I just want to thank you all so much for being here. Seriously, you guys are great. I have not seen Yukon Man, so that means he's probably really busy or hopefully sleeping, which he definitely needs some sleep after all those hours of work. John Castaneda, I saw you, and you are another one that needs some sleep too as well. And anybody that works way too much, please take a moment and sleep. Because in a blink of an eye, you're going to be 80 years old and you're going to be tired as hell. So please sleep. You have to sleep a little bit. Brian, Brian here. Read. I can't. Why can't I see Brian's? Oh, Brian. Brian. Anyways, you know what, guys? Thank you for being here. Seriously. Tomorrow, I will not be here on Saturday. Just to let you guys know, I'm going to be doing something for a friend. I'm going to be helping out somebody run an event. And it's actually going to be pretty far away, but he's paying me to come down to help him. So um, I will not be on the live on Saturday, but I will be back on Sunday. So I'll be back tomorrow, which is Thursday. I'll be here on Friday. I won't be here on Saturday, but I would like to continue to do this 7 days a week like I used to. I think that's a good thing. And I need it too. I need to vent. And I missed you guys a lot, and like I said, I've been adjusting to this new job. It's been tough, and I haven't been able to put the United Spot as my first, my first line of business like I used to. I was blessed to be able to do the United Spot for many years, and unfortunately, because of things that have happened in the last few years, they've made it impossible for me to do this at the United Spot like I want to. So I had to go back to work. So I've had a job now for 2 months, and it's been quite the adjustment to juggle the United Spot with a full-time job. And it just made me realize how hard it is to actually do the United Spot, as an only job, let alone juggling it with a full-time job too as well. So videos that used to take me 8 to 10 hours are now taking me 2 days because I have to break them up. Lucky enough, I'm able to do like videos like the Jimmy Kimmel video. I'm a pretty creative guy, right? So when the news broke, hours ago, it's extremely easy for me to do like one person talking, obviously years ago, it would take me a couple hours to do something like that, probably like 7 hours to do the Jimmy Kimmel video. But with time and practice and, years and years of making videos, I was able to bang that out pretty fast. I was able to write a script. I was able to get the scenes ready. I was able to attach the head to the moving body. I was able to create scenes where, he was praying and begging. And then I was able to throw President Trump in there too as well. So things like that, 5-6 years ago would have taken me forever. But I've been able to, like the one person scenes are a lot easier when I start adding, a full on cast like this video right here. It has how many? Let me see here. Hold on. This one's got a lot of people. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's like 8 people in this video. Let me see. Those are the ones where it's really hard because when I'm doing so here we go. And then we got Yeah, we got a lot of people. We got Clapper over there by himself. We got 3. Yeah, there's 8 people in this particular video. So on videos like this, believe it or not, I don't have any magic wands how I do this. I do this all old school. So after I write the script, I have to get all the characters together and I have to go off of what each person says, right? So Obama, let's say Obama's first in line, right? Then all of these other people are going to talk after Obama. So I have to record everything that Obama said, okay? Once Obama's scene is finished, then I will go to the next person, which would probably be Hillary. And then she does her lines along with Obama. And then after Hillary's done, I have to record both of that. Now Hillary and Obama are together. Then I have to do Brennan, and then I'll do Rice, and then I'll do, and on and on and on. So it's in like I said, it's a process. It's a big process. I actually tried to get a family member to help me out one day. And this is a pretty bright guy too, and he was going to help me out doing something. And this is when I was really busy. It was when I was doing really good at the United Spot, where I was getting hundreds of thousands of views and subscribers left and right. And I could barely keep up, and it was it was my only job, obviously, but I was still like, holy crap, I need some help. And the plan was, because I needed somebody I could trust, somebody that wasn't gonna, screw me over and take over the account, and so he came over on the weekend, and we were gonna do like a 2-day crash course, 48-hour United Spot, 100%. I was gonna teach him the ropes, everything. Within the first 20 minutes, I think he lost consciousness and said, "Yeah, dude, I'm good. There's no way in hell. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about." Because the system that I have for all of these videos is so unique, it can't be replicated, and that's why you don't necessarily see too many videos like the United Spot. And I'm not blowing smoke up my ass. I mean, obviously, it's not like these are being nominated for Academy Awards and whatnot, but you don't see too many videos like the United Spot because they're very unique. And that's why, like, when this AI stuff came out to where everybody's a content creator, I think that will fade over time because you can actually still tell quality versus AI. AI is, nobody's going to be making a movie with AI. You can't write a script with AI because AI does, even if you did write a script, you'd have to change a bunch of stuff because they come out with the corniest lines. I tried it one day. I said, "Hey, write me a script for this," and blah, blah, blah. It was the silliest thing I'd ever read in my life because you have to understand that your real words are real life situations that you've grown up with, and you're able to, add so many different life experiences into your scripts that you create. But AI, they're still generating something that is being controlled by the big picture. They don't want you to put certain words in something, or even that Chat GBT. They won't allow you to do certain things. Seriously, and it's so bad. Like if you ask them to make a character in jail, sitting in jail, right? Say, "Hey, can you make me a character sitting in a prison cell with an orange jumpsuit on and make them a certain color?" They refuse to do it. But if you say, "Hey, can you make me a prisoner sitting in a jail cell," guess what color they come out as? You'd be surprised because it's not the one you're thinking of. Anyways, so I'm hoping that that the AI kind of, goes down a little bit because there are a lot of content creators out there that are being they're being kind of left in the dust after all their years of hard work. There's a lot of great memers. There's a lot of great content creators that are kind of being pushed to the side after all their years of hard work because of this AI stuff, and it's just, I mean, some of it's okay, but I mean, the guys that actually, there's accounts out there that actually did all that kind of stuff from hand. They didn't have any help. They were able to create all of their own masterpieces from their own mind. They didn't ask, "Hey, AI, can you put this and this and blah, blah, blah," and then wait, and then boom, it comes out like a shrinky dink. But thank you for that, Jessica. I've done several things, and I'm really proud of them. One of which obviously was the engine light, but number two, my favorite thing was the red helmet on AOC. I was the first account to do that, and it's actually documented. And I hate to be that account that's, I did this first, and I don't care. I don't care if anybody else takes credit for it. I really don't care. But it's awesome to be creative. It's awesome to be able to do this kind of stuff, because ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to get into comedy. At a young age, I got really, really interested in politics. I used to draw a lot. I used to do cartoons all the time. Always loved doing stand-up. Always loved doing anything that had to do with making people laugh. It was a rush for me. It was an incredible feeling to make somebody laugh. I remember the first time we were sitting in a drive-thru one time, and I was working with a friend, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was like a boss, and he was also, like, we became friends at the job. But we were sitting in line at a fast food restaurant during lunch at work, and he spit it was either Coke or root beer out his nose. And I wasn't even really trying to be funny. But sometimes, when you're just naturally, you have a gift of making people laugh, you don't even need to try to be funny. You're just not, and it was an amazing feeling. It's just like, I don't even know why, but there was soda all over the work van. And it was like I just like invented electricity. It was just like, wow, I did that. That's insane. I've made people pee before. That's cool. I know it doesn't. Oh, really? Why would you do something like that? Why would you make somebody pee and be proud of that? I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome to make people laugh. I think it's something that needs to be done more, because like I said, this life is so short, and laughing is so. It's just so relaxing. It gives you such a great feeling. And I encourage you all, even if it's not the United Spot, I encourage you all to laugh. Find something that makes you happy. Find something that gives you joy. Find something that makes you piss your pants. Because at the end of the day, we're living in a society that's, not very nice. There's a lot of really bad people in this world. There's a lot of bad things that are happening. And life goes by real, real fast. And if you don't enjoy it, there is no reset button. This isn't a video game. So, anyways. Star, great to see you here. Anna Poison, Tammy, Jeffrey, B. Kelly, Jessica, Brian, Drover, Caucasian. Let me see here. We got Ossie, Greg, Ted. Look at Ted Collins. We got Anna Poison over here. Am I saying that correctly? I'm knee deep in a little Chardonnay. Chardonnay and vodka. See, we got Brian Cooter. Brian Cooter. Say Brian. You say Brian. Brian. We got Night King over here doing that thing. Remember Night Shift with Michael Keaton and the Fonz? Hey. That was a good. Yukon Man, if you're there, hey, don't say anything. Yukon Man, don't say nothing if you're there. So we got Aussie. Did I say Aussie? Listen, it's been a long day at Congress. Strover Moore. Yeah, you guys are great. You guys, hey, Paul. Hey, wait, Paul? Is that you? What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be hammering? Look at Paul. John Castaneda. Look at him. He's there. He's there. At 11:15. I saw him. I saw you, John. Hiding out in your little Twitter account. I see you, John. I'm everywhere. LRG Bonaventura. Yep. Let's see what LRG Bonaventura got to say. We all feel that way sometimes, right? The difference is Yeah, we wouldn't do it. You're good. You know, she got a point. She got a point. But I'm a congresswoman, so I don't care. I just, listen, you're all collateral damage. I got a job to do. I was hired to do this job, and I'm paid. I'm paid for what I do, and you're not. I mean, we'll give you like $750 just because that you just deal with it. But it doesn't. It doesn't. So, all right, guys. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take off here. But before I leave, make sure to donate all of your money to the United Spot. Cash App, PayPal, whatever you choose. Just empty your bank accounts, and because like Nancy always says, stop being poor. Stop being poor. So I'll say, Mr. Beautiful, great to see you here. And if I missed anybody, I truly apologize. I hope you guys are all having a great night. John Cassidy, John, listen. let me tell you something, okay? I read your text. You say something? I say, okay, listen, John Castaneda. Is that French? Are you French? So, John, listen, serious question, okay? I still read your thing there. Says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Volker Jack, said, so moist. Trump, he makes me so moist. All right, guys. I hope you guys had a great night. Love you guys, and you guys are the best. Jeffrey Smith, thanks again, and I will see you all tomorrow night, same time. Sometimes it's depending on where you live, it's either 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I don't know what it would be in Yukon, man. I don't know what time it would be in Alaska. I can't remember. I think he said it was 8. I can't remember. Star, have a great night. LR, D Bonaventura, have a great night. Night King, Jeffrey, all you guys. Love you. Thank you so much. And please do me a huge favor and just go over there real quick on my YouTube channel and make sure you're subscribed. And share a video out. That'd be great. Brian, thank you again for being first, and thanks for the support. All of you guys. You guys are amazing. Annette, Poison, Tammy, Aussie Greg, John, Castaneda, Daniel C. Once again, thank you so much for all the memberships. You guys are incredible. And if I left anybody out, Drover Moore, if I left anybody out, just know I love you, and I'm sorry I didn't get to your name. So you guys are the best. Okay? Thanks, Star. Appreciate it. All of you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Until we meet again. Good night, everybody.